Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be kind of explaining Among Us. And what I mean by explaining Among Us, I'm going to explain tips and tricks of Among Us, and what is Among Us and all that. Right now I am in free play mode. I will not be playing a real game after I have explained everything. So, the task in Among Us is to do tasks. So there are many tasks in the corner right here, as you see. And there are many rooms. If you're on the computer, you hold on the left click and move the mouse. If you're on mobile or something, you could simply there's a move button and you could use it there. So now there is many places that you could go. So in each task in the corner right here, it says where it is. And right here you see at the bottom that it says the name of the room. That's the area. So right now, let's say the game starts, everybody starts here in the game in a circle, and then you could go around. So if you go inside, it says the name. So in the corner, it says storage, fixed wiring. So you try to look around for an area that says storage and find something with a yellow surrounding of it. If there's a yellow surrounding of it, that means there should be something like right here is the storage. So you look around for something with a yellow surrounding. Oh, here. So you click on the use button, and in this task you got to drag the wires into the correct area in a special pattern. in a special pattern. And then there's an arrow that points you to the right direction if there's a series of that task, there's an arrow that points you to the right direction to the next task in that subject. So you follow the arrow until it finishes. But you gotta be careful, because there's an imposter who will try to murder you, lock you in rooms, and destroy you. So after you do all of these tasks, you still have many more tasks to do. So that's the main of the thing of the crewmate. So now, let's say you think you know who the imposter is. So you click on the emergency meeting button and click. So now in the chat you can discuss and say, I saw pink. And then there's a big discussion, and then they see who's getting voted out. So these are robots. This is not how it's actually going to be. But then it kicked the person out who had the most votes. Okay. And if you find a dead body, let's see, I'll change to an imposter. I'm changing to an imposter. Right now this is something different. This is beta mode. You cannot just change into an imposter. So now let's say if you find a dead body, you could report it. And then there's another voting out screen, like when you do an emergency meeting. So right here I'm going to pink. Boop. And there's a report button. So I clicked on it. And now these people are voting because they're robots. So now it's a tie, everybody. And nobody is ejected. So that's basically the rules of it. Now, if you want to be an imposter, if you're an imposter, you could go into the vents by clicking the vent button, but just don't do it in front of other players. Because then they would know that you're the imposter. Because only the imposter can vent. While being the imposter, you should try to fit in with the group. And if there's only one person, you don't need any group. And then you could just vent. Some people, if they're near vents, you could murder them and then hide into the vent and go to another place. Always, remember to inspect the area where you're about to vent into. Because if you don't, you could vent right in front of someone. And then they're like, okay, I see you. Whatever color you are is that imposter. But if there's only one person, they don't know. After you're dead, you become a ghost. Okay? And when you're a ghost, if you get voted out or you die, you become a ghost. As a ghost, you cannot type at all in the chat. If you hit the emergency button or report, you can't even click on them. And only that, you have an amount of tasks that you're supposed to do. You're only supposed to do tasks when you're a ghost. In the chat, if you're dead, it shows that you're dead and only the other dead people can see you and talk to you in the chat. Yes. So, also, here's something. Here's a tip. You know, there's cameras in the game. There's an area for cameras. So, you see this camera right here? And you see that there's a light. There's supposed to be a light on top of the camera. If that light is blinking red, and you're the imposter, and you're standing right in that area where the camera is pointed to, that means they see you, that they're in the camera area. So if it's this camera specifically, you could go into here, you could vent, and you could go to the security, come up and kill them, and then vent back. Right here, because these people, right here, these are bots. So now, I'm pretty sure we could get into a real game. The game always starts like this until it gets a countdown. So at the beginning it says, shh. Right now I am a crewmate. I will need to go around and try to do my tasks. And if I don't do my tasks, oh, this is a task. So now you gotta do the task. And you see in the corner, if someone's faking it, if someone's faking to do the task, most likely it's the imposter. You see, he was the imposter. And yes, so he was the imposter. And now these people, they are going to be discussing who the imposter is. Not many people have seen it. This server doesn't seem like a really helpful server. I'll get to a different server. Hold on. Excuse me for the pause in the game. It was just there was a technical issue with the names and everything. So the game is starting. So now, always, when this is loading, sometimes it can kick you out because it's a problem. Click on the shh, so it'll skip the animation. So now, you just move around. You gotta do your tasks. So let's say I'm gonna go to medbay. So let's check if he's doing it. He is actually doing the task because you see the guns shooting. And that is good. When someone is completing a task, there is a green bar up. There's a bar over here that says total tasks complete. So now it's starting to get green. So that means they're actually doing the tasks, which is perfect. And if you see someone when it's going up and they're pretending or actually doing the task, that means you can trust them and you don't need to vote them off. So this is a scan. This is really just like a task to scan your body. So now they found a dead body. They're going to report it, and now in the chat, they're going to speak about it. So normally, you should ask where. Where was the dead body? Because you want to know if you've seen any people there in that area or not. In the communications, we weren't in communication rooms. So, who do you think died? They might say blah 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 is sus. I like just to say that it's suspicious. They think it's light blue. With your own knowledge, you could write down, let's say, I think it's red. Or something. Okay? And there's also an option to skip the vote. So I'm going to skip the vote because I think it's irrelevant. But most people are voting for Sion. So now, he got kicked out, and he was not the imposter. So we just lost a crewmate that could help us survive the full game. And that is always a problem. So, the most dangerous place to do your tasks is the electrical. Because that's where the activity mostly starts. But, I think it's always best to start with the electrical. So you don't have to do it later in the game where there's not many crewmates to help you out. So then here you just do what you need to do. Here it's a kind of annoying one. I hate this one. Not just kidding. So now, if there's many people coming to there, just don't bother them. Don't follow people that much, because then they will think that you are a imposter. So I personally think it's red. That's not right. Personally, think it's red. So this is how the game goes on and on and on. If you're the imposter, you just murder, and you have to try to lie and keep yourself away from the group. When you're an imposter and you're in here, try to lay low in the chat. Because then they'll think, you're the imposter because you're just speaking over and over again, and you're just you're just accusing other people, which is also a big thing that you shouldn't do. That's kind of it of Among Us. Among Us is a very fun game. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah.